Okay, in this video we are going to see on various ways of declaring and initializing JavaScript arrays. So first of all, the simplest way, or say there are quite a few number of ways, but we have a way using array. So array is a reserved word, and it can also be called as a function. And using this particular array keyword, we can actually create an array by providing the number of elements you would like to add to the array. And of course, the number of elements, whatever you would like to provide during the declaration itself, is optional. So you can use the array keyword to actually create an array, and you can add items later. So the next thing is that you can declare and initialize using the array function itself. So as I mentioned, array is also a function. So array itself is a function, and now you can have multiple items to be added to the same array within the same line. So which means you are declaring and initializing at the same time. So all of these four values will be added to the same array. So you can see items are added during the declaration itself. So you are declaring and initializing the array at the same time, and the array is going to have four elements. So the next one is using the set brackets. So you can see this particular array right now is having four elements, and all of those elements are actually encapsulated inside square brackets. So whenever you have any kind of initialization to a variable using the set brackets, and if you have certain number of values inside those, you can consider that it is being declared and initialized in the form of an array. And again, it is not necessary to have all of those values to be provided at the same time as the declaration. You can also define something like this. So, which means this array essentially is empty. But you can add as many number of elements as you want over that period of time. So there is no real reason to provide the length of the array anytime. So you can just put empty set brackets, and later you can add as many number of elements as possible. So let us have a demonstration on various declarations and initializations of arrays. So let me create a new file. I would like to call this one as 03 for now, and I would like to start with script tag. So I would like to declare an array in this case. So as I mentioned, this is the first type. Using the array function, I am also specifying the length of the array, which is optional. And now you can add elements to the array by defining the position and the value. So this particular value is going to be placed in the first position, which is nothing but 0th position. Similarly, you can have one more, and I can provide another value. Similarly, I can have one more, and I can have some other value. One more, another value. So now that we have array, I would like to display the array, and in this case I would like to have a function called display array, and I would like to send an array as parameter to that. So I would like to display what are all the elements available in this array. So for that purpose, first of all, let me have UI elements. I would like to have 4 buttons to be declared. So which will be having something like this: input type equal to button, and value equal to show array1. And on clicking of this guy, I would like to call display array1. So essentially you can see that AR1 is nothing but whatever we have declared here. So similarly, I would like to have a couple more buttons for displaying various other arrays. So I would like to have array 2, 3, and 4. So I would like to have more arrays to be created in future, and for now I am going to just declare all of those. And once I have all the buttons, I would like to have horizontal rule and then the div tag, which essentially lists out all the elements available in the array. So in order to get reference of this guy, I will be having another variable called results div, and I will be using document.getElement by id, and then I am going to use the same results div. So prior to that, I would also like to get the number of elements available in the array I passed to this. So you can see I'm using this one. So whatever the array you pass to that, I am going to get the length out of it, and I'm placing that value inside the variable n. And now in order to display everything here, I need to remove everything already available inside the div. For the first time we may not have any elements, but whenever I click on second time, I would like to remove all the elements which have been available inside this tag and then recreate all of those. So in my previous video I already explained on how to remove all the existing elements using a while loop, and I'm using the same thing right now. So instead of items list div here, I'm going to use whatever the div I'm using right now in this case. So after that, I would like to actually add all of the elements using the for loop, which I explained in my previous video. So I'm going to use the same thing here, except that instead of items list div, I need to have results div to be added here. So let us check if everything is working perfectly. So I save this and let me open the browser, and let me click on the first button. Okay, so I ran into an error. Let us check. So list is not defined. Of course, I have list of 5, which is a typing mistake here. I had to use the same array, and that is going to be our list, so which is nothing but the array. I'm going to use the same array, whatever being sent to this function, to be used in here. So let us test it again, and I click on show, and now you can see I have all the elements. So let us test the other 3 as well. So I don't have array 2, 3 and 4 declared, so let us do all those kinds of declarations as well. So as I mentioned, apart from this particular way, I also have other ways to declare arrays. So let us do array 2. So I can use array function, but at the same time I can provide the values right inside the function itself during the declaration itself. So which means I am going to have all the elements to be initialized as arrays while declaring the array itself. So this is another way of doing it. And I can also have another way, and I'm going to call this one as array 3 in this case, using the set brackets. However, I can provide all of those values, whatever I provided here, to be directly made available as part of the set brackets. So this is just another way of doing things. And I can also have another array to be defined with just only the set brackets, and then I can add more elements to that later. So something like this. So I can say jack 3 or something, and similarly a couple more, and I can have 1, and I can have 2, and I can have chat, and I can also have done or whatever, and ensure that the arrays could also be holding various types of data. So I can have array with a string, an integer, another integer, a boolean value, or any floating point value. All of these are valid. So I don't have another button for array 5, so let us create another button for array 5 here, and I would like to call this one as array 5, and I'm going to send array 5 for display. So let us quickly view inside the browser and see what's going on. So array 1, which we have already seen, so it's going to display in this way, and array 2, you can see it is actually displaying array 2. 3 is having a problem, so let me let's see what's going on for number 3. Okay, I don't see any problem here. Where is array 3? I do have array 3 here, which should be fine. Did I send array 3 here? Yes, I did. And oh, okay, I think I'm missing something. So array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is different here. It's supposed to be just this. And I have that. So let me refresh this. Click show. So now I can see I have all the values and 3 and 4. Okay. So okay, show array 5 is actually displaying everything. Show array 4. Array 4 is what we have. So array 4 is going to have only 3 values, which is exactly what we are seeing. Array 4 is 3 values. So array 3 is also going to be having the same values as we have here. So in order to have the confusion to be gone, let us put this one as 3, so that we will see some difference in the output when we are clicking those. That's it. So let me refresh it again. So show array 1, which shows all the 1s, 2 all the 2s, 3 all the 3s, 4 all the 4s, and 5, which is essentially nothing but all the array elements of various types to be available as part of the single array.